Urban Crag Climbing Center is a rock gym located in Dayton, Ohio, with 8,000 feet of textured and sculpted vertical terrain ranging from 28 to 56 feet. For more info, go to urbancrag.com or call 937-224-CRAG.
Who is here who has not yet voted, I want you to go vote, because you've got a very big choice to make. Not just a choice between two candidates or two parties, but two different visions for this country that we love. Now, last night we had our third debate. I hope I made it clear that there's a big difference between me and Mitt Romney. And it's not just that he's got better hair. The greatest responsibility I have as president is to keep the American people safe. That's why I ended the war in Iraq, so we could go after the terrorists who actually attacked us on 9/11. That's why working with Joe Biden and our national security team, we've been able to decimate Al-Qaeda. That's why we were able to bring Osama bin Laden to justice. That's why we're now ending the war in Iraq, because after a decade of war, it's time to do some nation building right here in Ohio. Do some nation building here in the United States of America. In a world of new threats and challenges, America needs leadership that is strong and steady. Unfortunately, Governor Romney's foreign policy has been wrong and reckless. You heard him last night. He was all over the map. During the debate, he said he didn't want more troops in Iraq. But he was caught on a video just a few months ago saying it was unthinkable not to leave 20,000 troops in Iraq. Those troops would still be there today instead of back home. Last night he claimed to support my plan to end the war in Afghanistan. But he opposed a timeline that would actually bring the rest of our troops home. Last night he said taking out bin Laden was the right thing to do. Back in 2007 he said it wasn't worth moving heaven and earth to catch one man. Now, I recognize that we must have some doctors in the house, because I've already heard people identify this condition. It's called amnesia. And we had a severe case breaking out last night. So I want to go over the symptoms with you, because Dayton, I sure don't want anybody to catch it here in Ohio. Talk about how much you love teachers during a debate. But just a few weeks ago you said we shouldn't hire anymore because it won't grow our economy. You might have amnesia. If you say you won't give a big tax cut to the wealthy, but you're on a video promising your tax cut would include the top 1%, that sounds like a classic case of amnesia. If you say that you love American cars during a debate, you're a car guy, but you wrote an article titled, "Let Detroit Go Bankrupt," you definitely have a case of amnesia. ago. Tried to pretend he meant the same thing I did when we intervened and worked to make sure that management and workers got together to save the U.S. auto industry. Pretended like somehow I had taken his advice. The people don't forget. The people of Dayton don't forget. The people of Ohio don't forget. If Mitt Romney had been president and the auto industry was on the verge of collapse, we might not have an American auto industry today. We'd be buying cars from China instead of selling cars to China. And you know how important that is to Ohio. The auto industry supports 1 in 8 Ohio jobs. It's a source of pride to this state. It is a source of pride to our country. It's a source of pride to generations of workers. I refuse to walk away from those workers. I bet on those workers. I refuse to walk away from those jobs. I understood that Americans can compete. I wasn't about to let Detroit go bankrupt or Toledo go bankrupt or Lordstown go bankrupt. I bet on American workers. I bet on American manufacturing. I will do it again because that bet has paid off for Ohio and for America in a big way. So here's the good news, Ohio. If you come down with a case of amnesia, if you can't still remember the positions that you've taken, not just 4 years ago, but 4 days ago. If you don't remember the positions that are on your website, if you don't remember the promises you've been making during the 6 years that you've been running for president, you don't have to worry because Obamacare covers pre-existing conditions. We can fix you up. There's a cure. There's a cure. There's a cure, but you got to vote to make sure that the medicine is there for amnesia. Now, you know, we joke about Governor Romney being all over the map, but it speaks to something important. It speaks of trust. There's no more serious issue in a presidential campaign than trust.
I trust you.
Trust matters. You know, you want to know that the person who's applying to be your president and commander-in-chief is trustworthy.
That's right, that's right.
That he means what he says. That he's not just making stuff up, depending on whether it's convenient or not. So, you know, smart people, they don't have a dog in this fight. They've crunched the numbers. And we know that Governor Romney's jobs plan doesn't really create jobs. We know his deficit plan doesn't really reduce the deficit. His foreign policies from the 1980s, before the Cold War was over. His social policies from the 1950s. And his economic policies are from the 1920s. He knows he can't sell that, even though those are his positions. So, in the closing weeks of the campaign, he's doing everything he can to hide his true positions and tell us what he thinks you want to hear, and then spend most of his time telling you what he thinks is wrong with America. Joe Biden just talked about that, talking about America's in decline. He is terrific at making presentations about stuff he thinks is wrong with America. But he sure can't give you an answer about what will make it right. And that's not leadership that you can trust. You know how you know me. You know I mean what I say. You know that I do what I say I'm going to do. You know that I'll make the tough decisions even when they're not popular. Folks don't remember what we did with the auto industry. It wasn't popular when we did it. It wasn't even popular in Michigan and Ohio.
UAW!
But it was necessary.
Yes!
And because I have folks like Joe Biden with me who can support me when I make tough decisions, we went ahead and did what we thought was right. And I know people may not agree with every decision we make, but you know that I'm doing it because I'm fighting for the American people. I'm doing what I believe. you need from a president? Yes, we've been through tough times, but there's no quit in America. Our businesses have added more than 5 million new jobs over the past 2.5 years. Manufacturing is growing faster than any time since the 1990s. Our unemployment rate has fallen to the lowest level since I took office. Home values are rising. The stock market has rebounded. Our assembly lines are humming again. Our heroes are coming home. Years ago, I promised to cut taxes for middle-class families, and I kept that promise. I promised to cut taxes for small businesses. We have 18 times. We got back every dime we used to rescue the banks with interest. And then we passed a law to end taxpayer-funded Wall Street bailouts for good. We repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell, because anybody who wants to serve in our military, if they're a great soldier, a Marine, or airman, Coast Guard, then they should be able to serve regardless of who they like. We saved the American auto industry. Its engines are roaring at full throttle with nearly 250,000 new jobs. That's not just something that the Midwest can be proud of, that's something America can be proud of. Now we know we're not where we need to be. Not here, not anywhere. But we've made real progress. We've got to build on that progress. We can't go back to what got us into this mess. We need to move forward with what's getting us out of this mess. And that's why I'm running for a second term as President of the United States. Throughout this campaign, I've laid out a plan for jobs and middle-class security. Unlike Mitt Romney, I'm proud to talk about what's in my plan. Because, first of all, the math actually adds up. My plan will actually move America forward. It's not just a sales job. It's not a sketchy deal. It's not the okie doke. If you want to take a look, check it out at BarackObama.com/plans. Share it with your friends, share it with your neighbors, share it with your co-workers. There's still some people out there trying to make up their minds. Some of you here may still be trying to make up your mind. I'm just saying, somebody might have just been taking a nice walk on a beautiful day, and someone found themselves in the middle of an Obama rally. And if that's what happened to you, I want you to look at our plan, compare it to Governor Romney's plan. See which plan you think is better for you and for America's future. Well, he says he's got a plan. He's got a one-point plan. But I want to talk about what's in my plan, just so everybody knows exactly what I intend to do over the next 4 years, because I do what I say I'm going to do. First, my plan builds on our manufacturing base by making sure that we're ending tax breaks for companies that are shipping jobs overseas. I want to give those tax breaks to small businesses, manufacturers that create jobs right here in Dayton, right here in the United States of America. That's what I want to do. Number two, my plan cuts our oil imports in half by 2020 so we control more of our own energy. You may have heard me say this. Today we're less dependent on foreign oil than any time for the last decade. And one of the reasons is because we've been fuel standards on cars and trucks, so you go twice as far on a gallon of gas. And I want to build on that progress. I don't want fuel-efficient cars and long-lasting batteries and wind turbines all made in China. I want that manufactured right here in the United States of America. Number three, my plan is going to make it national to educate our people, train our workers, so that we can compete with anybody in the world. I want to recruit 100,000 new math and science teachers over the next decade. Train 2 million workers in community colleges with the skills that businesses are looking for right now. There are jobs to be had right now, but the workers have to be able to get the training for them.
I'm with Kathy Hands, and you're from Greenville. You're from out of town. You traveled up here to see Obama. Tell me a little bit why you support Obama and why you came out today.
Well, I've been a die-hard Democrat for 61 years, and I'm not changing, and I think he has some really good points about everything that he thinks about. I think it's good, right.
You think Obama's going to bring the country back to life?
Oh, you betcha.
Yeah?
Give him another 4 more years. He'll do her.
Yeah, more to do, another 4 years.
You're right.
Great.
He just got a good start, and he's on his way to make things right.
Is this your first rally that you've been to?
Never been to one before.
What do you think?
Well, other than being like a sardine can, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. What do you think of Dayton? Did you drive through Dayton on the way up here?
Yeah.
Yeah? What'd you think?
Pretty familiar with it. I don't live that far away, about 20 miles.
20 miles? How long has it been since you've been to Dayton?
A while.
A while?
Yeah.
5 years? 2 years?
Maybe a couple years.
Couple years?
I really didn't date much.
Yep. And you got to drive past the Riverscape, the downtown area.
Yes.
Looks nice now.
Yeah. Very pretty. Very pretty.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
I'm at the Obama-Biden rally today, and I'm with Meredith and Jack. How are you guys today?
Doing great.
Yeah, the festivities, everybody's pumped and psyched. Why are you out here today?
Well, we're very excited to come out and support President Obama. Looking forward to another 4 years. Certainly support all of the initiatives that he's put in place. I think it's obvious that the country's finally moving in the right direction, and he's been able to dig us out of the mess that the Bush administration put us in. So it took 8 years to dig the hole, and he's climbed his way out in less than 3. I think he's done a phenomenal job. I really like the way that he supports our troops. I am a former United States Marine. He is absolutely supportive of veterans, and I'm not seeing that from Governor Romney. So it's a concern of mine. It's certainly women's rights, equal pay. The list goes on, but I think President Obama's doing a fabulous job working us, especially in Ohio. He's doing a great job. We are moving in the right direction in the economy, and I want to keep it going this way. I don't want to go back to old policies that got us in the mess to begin with.
Why not? And you from Dayton?
Yes, I'm originally from Maine, but now I live in Dayton, Ohio.
And how about you, Jack? What do you think of all this?
Well, I think Governor Romney's a great guy, but I think that President Obama is just has done well with the economy for these past 2 years.
Great. You excited? Great. You guys have a good one. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. I'm with Ann Johnson and Carolyn Johnson. Carolyn Seymour. And you guys are Daytonians, right?
Yes.
And you're out here at the Obama rally. Tell me why you're here and what you think of the festivities.
Well, it's a lifetime to see the president and vice president in person. If in fact I will be able to see him for the crowd, because it's exciting here. And I believe in President Obama because I do believe that he works for the people, all the people, not just for the affluent, but for all the people.
How about you, Carolyn? Why are you here?
I love Obama.
Great. Thanks, guys. How you doing, Brian?
Doing good.
And I understand you work with the UAW.
Absolutely.
And what do you do there?
I am, I'm a laborer on the floor, but also the president of that local, UAW 696.
And you're here at the Obama rally. Is this one of the first times you've been to a rally?
I was in a rally in 08, the first time in re-election.
Yeah. And tell me a little bit about why you're supporting Obama and why you're out here.
Many reasons, of course, being an auto worker, helping Detroit and naturally the big three, helping with the bankruptcy and General Motors in particular. That's what I represent. It's good to have some support in Washington, and he's proven that.
I'm Lewis with the Dayton Informer, and you are?
Mark Brown.
Mark Brown. Nice to meet you, Mark. Where are you from?
Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio. And you're out here supporting Obama. What are some of Obama's successes of the first term that you're happy with?
Well, I mean, he's bringing the people home slowly but surely from, the war. And, he's doing a lot better for the economy. And I think so far so good. I mean, he just needs probably 4 more years to, to make it a little bit better.
Yeah. In his campaign, what are some of the things that aren't being discussed that you would like to hear discussed more often?
Well, they hit on all the topics that I wanted them to hit on, such as like education, such as like unemployment, so.
Right on. Hey, it was nice talking to you. Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
That was my only friend!